Hi guys, so welcome to my presentation with me Kenzie Person, and this is actually my English practical exam. So, enjoy. Okay, one statement. Uncertainty is unavoidable, right? No matter how careful we plan, life will eventually put us in situations where answers are unclear and outcomes are unpredictable. In moments like these, people look for guidance that tells them how to think, how to act, and how to endure. Two very different approaches often emerge, which is the religious faith and agnosticism. One claims certainty in belief, and the other accepts uncertainty itself. So today I'll explore this question deeply. Does religious faith or agnosticism offer more effective guidance in times of uncertainty? So, to compare these fairly, we need to define our terms. Religious faith refers to belief in a higher power that provides moral meaning and direction in life, while agnosticism doesn't deny this belief, but it refuses to claim certainty, where basically evidence is limited, right? So, yeah, in this context, guidance means practical help or basically a view that supports decision making, meaning, and emotional stability during uncertainties, especially. And importantly, this discussion isn't about proving which belief is true, but which is more useful, especially when certainty is unavailable. So yeah, religious faith offers one clear advantage, that is certainty. When uncertainty threatens stability, religion provides answer with clear rules, divine values, and also a sense of purpose. This certainty can be deeply comforting, especially during crisis, suffering, or loss. And empirical research strongly supports this effect. A large longitudinal study published in the American Journal of Epidemiology found that attendance at a religious service was associated with a significantly lower risk of mortality. Likewise, Koenig and colleges report that religious involvement is linked to a greater life satisfaction and lower rates of depression. And also, psychologist Kenneth Pargament further argues that religion functions as a meaning system, helping individuals interpret and endure stressful life events. From this perspective, agnosticism may appear psychologically vulnerable, right? So, yeah, without fixed meaning or shared narratives, uncertainty may persist rather than resolve. However, the same certainty that stabilizes believers may also restrict questioning and adaptation. So, on the other hand, agnosticism challenges the assumption that certainty is always beneficial. Rather than providing answers, it prioritizes intellectual honesty, refusing to claim knowledge without sufficient evidence. Research in cognitive science shows that individuals who engage more in analytical thinking are less likely to endorse religious certainty. Additionally, studies in personality and individual difference indicate that lower religiosity is associated with a greater tolerance for ambiguity, which is a trait linked to adaptive decision making, especially in complex environments. So, yeah, these findings directly challenge the strength claimed by religious faith. While certainty may reduce anxiety, it can also foster dogmatism. Rocket's research on closed belief systems shows that strong ideological certainty often reduces openness to new evidence, new knowledge. However, this intellectual openness has a cost. Agnosticism may offer adaptability, but it often lacks the emotional and communal support that religion support provides during a personal crisis. When we compare religious faith and agnosticism directly, the contrast becomes clear. Religious faith prioritizes certainty, stability, and shared values, right? While agnosticism prioritizes openness, flexibility, and individual judgment. Psychological research suggests that neither approach is universally superior. So yeah, basically from Noren, Zion, and Sharif, they argue that the benefits of religion depend heavily on individual and cultural context. In other words, what provides guidance for one person may not work for another, and vice versa. This difference can be explained through cognitive psychology. So Kruk-Lansky's research on the need for cognitive closure shows that some individuals functioned better with certainty and structure, while others are more comfortable with ambiguity and open-ended reasoning. Supporting this, Park's meta-analysis concludes that multiple meaning systems, religious or non-religious, can be equally effective in helping people cope with the existential uncertainty. Therefore, the question isn't which view is objectively better, but which type of guidance aligns best with an individual psychological needs and life circumstances. In the end, uncertainty doesn't demand a single response. Some people need certainty to act, to move forward without hesitation. Others need uncertainty to remain honest, and of course to avoid false confidence. Religious faith and agnosticism are not enemies, they're different strategies for surviving the same human condition. This leads us to a deeper question. Not about belief systems, but about ourselves. So, do we need certainty to live or uncertainty to stay truthful? So, that was all from my presentation. Enjoy the content and please give me some like and subscribe. Thank you. But which is more useful when uncertainty is salah men. When certainty is unavailable. Oke, tadi gue juga ada salah bagian mana ya. So one statement, uncertainty, ya apaan sih uncertainty? Oke, ulang. Blah 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 blah. So that was all from my presentation. Enjoy the content and please give me some like and subscribe. Thank you.